Hello again, gentlemen, and now let's go to the next step of calculating. You like tie beams or neck columns? I like tie beams because tie beams, it shows me how much this plane Swift software is so much easy and so much straightforward, so much saving time and energy, you know. First off, we turn the page. It's very easy to use. I highly recommend this software. Highly recommend it. All tie beams is 20 by 60. That means that it's easy job for us. TB Villa 20 by 60. Strap beam, there is no strap beams for the Villa, so delete this item, okay? And delete the length and 20 by 60 because most of the Villa I'll give you it's almost not identical, but if he's the same consultant, then we are on with something easy. Now the scale 20.2. Okay, now 20.2. The scaling make the PDF drawings. You know, before I always why it's PDF. I should get an AutoCAD or DWF or design review drawing. It's easy. Now I hope that I find a PDF format. Okay, now let's count the tie beam. Segment. This is for non-continuous lines. This is for continuous line. In tie beams, I prefer continuous lines. If you want the linear, it doesn't matter. It's your choice. We will take the columns with us. We will take the columns. We will not make tie beam from column to column. No. Take the columns and deduct this height from the neck column later. But now let's count the tie beams. In other villas where the columns is not the same size, because here the columns sure it's 20 like the tie beam width, but if the column is 25 or 40 or 30, we cannot take the tie beams with the column. We will be missing a part of the column in calculation, so we will show it later. But at this case, in case the column is the same width of the tie beam, then you take the column with you and consider it while calculating the length of the tie beam. Okay, take this. Let's start. Take this column with you. The tie beam end here, but there is a column here. Take it with you, please. Okay. See how easy and flexible and straightforward. While in the AutoCAD before, if you want to make another line, just press this if you like. If you, for example, we leave this. No, you press this again and continue doing the line. While as in AutoCAD before, not in AutoCAD, in the old, while I was like starting this, I had to measure tie beam and on a paper. This is length of like this. This length of this. This is length of. No, it was taking a lot of times actually. Forget that. Okay, and take this and take this. 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 Any other tie beams want to be calculated? You are ready. Less than 2 minutes, I think. Less than 3 minutes. All the tie beams were calculated perfectly. Okay, that's great. Now we have tie beams 148.8. You come here 148.8. This number, because the tie beams is made above PCCs, so this number will reference here. Will be copied here. Tie beam Villa BCC. Tie beam surface block BCC. Okay. It's not calculated, but it's from an old file. That's why there is a number here. Now this number. In case you have like two numbers, it's okay. You can add this plus or whatever. Just include the total number of or total length. Here is concrete underfooting. This one, concrete under the tie beam, Now you have this number, which is this plus this. Okay. Now let's go to the surface block tie beams. What is surface block structure? No, surface block structure. No, there is strap beams and then there is tie beams in the surface block. So we can write down. We have two types of strap beams: 25 multiplied by 70. So surface strap beams 25 multiplied by 70. Okay, how much? Delete this because this is from old file. Just self-correct yourself file. Okay. Now go to the command. We have separate lines. Strap beam. Okay. Now like this. Okay. You will tell me, but the column is not the same size. I tell you, no problem. The strap beam will not include the column anyway, because if you can see, the strap beam is coming out of the foundation. Actually, what we're doing here is not 100% accurate, because this part of the strap beam is not included. It's included in the footing, so this part will be smaller than this part. But you know, because this is easy work, we don't make it complicated, and we want faster calculation. We just make it like this, because the difference will not be much. 19.3 the strap beams. 19. Are you make sure you made the scale? Yeah, because this software will not make you calculate anything unless you make the scale. 19.3. Okay, no, sorry, 19.3 in the strap beam. Okay, make sure it's the length. Now let's go to the tie beams. Surface block structure. This is what actually this all footing was AutoCAD, but I just converted a PDF and then I took it in this beautiful software page. 10 rotate right. Great. What can we do now? We have to scale this 15.2. 15.2. Okay. This 15.2. Okay. Okay. Tie beam 20 by 50. Just write it back here. Tie beam surface 20 by 50. Okay. So let's dance. Less than 1 minute. Tie beams surface. Okay. Whatever these names I don't care about. I care what I care about. Or later, if you work in this software and want me to review with you, just write it down. Okay. Doesn't need much work. Very easy, very straightforward. Not much time is spent in like writing down the dimensions and calculating with a separate calculator. This is genius. 61.1. Okay. Now what's supposed to happen? There is tie beams under the strap beams. There is PCCs under the tie beams, and there is PCCs under the strap beams. That mean what? That mean that if there is a PCC, sorry for this. Whatever, forget this. Because the tie beam will be done on above a PCC, and the strap beam will be done also above the PCC, although there is a strap beam also under this. So some people will take the PCC once. No, you will take it twice, my friend. Okay, cool. Let's dance. So we have to make that the tie beam of the PCC strap beam. This is only one calculated, so we will add this to it. Okay. Now we have the total number of the tie beams and the strap beams for the tie beam PCC section. You know, it's a story, a structural story. While you are already calculating, your mind has to be so focused, because every step you make has a relevance or has a connection. Okay, so you have to like just focus, be cool. It's fun job. It's not bad. Okay, and then bring some money. Who doesn't want money? 1 second, please, if you don't mind. Let's come back to work. Okay, now we finished the tie beam. There is still part with the tie beam that we didn't finish yet. 2 parts actually. First, the wall footing. This U shape. Okay. Let's go to the tie beam of the villa. There is 2 types of wall footing. Interior wall footing, like this. This one. An external wall footing, WF2, which is like which one? It's for the external, and it's not obvious here because actually it's for the external entrance like this. So because there is no tie beam here, and as we know, we backfill here, so there have to be some solid block here. Okay, because you will backfill this area. Okay, but because of this villa, it's common. The external entrance is already common with the service block, so they forgot to include it here. And I'm telling you, just take care of this. Which one? Where is the setting layout? I want to show you something, just as a segue to what we're talking about. This is external entrance. Okay, no problem. No, you don't need wall footing for this because already the backfill will be between this and between this. So no need. And the backfilling here will be surrounded by the boundary wall tie beam. So you don't need wall footing too, which hold the backfill or something. You may need a little bit here, but you don't need it also because he already didn't write it down. So forget about it if it's not mentioned. Okay, but just tell me a comment. Hey, this is like this. Just send me a comment. I will just see. I will study it. No problem. Okay. Only here, WF2. Okay. No WF, no more WF2. There is this solid block. All tie beams at level. Tie beam was marked as at level 1. Solid block. There is some solid block as decoration here. We will later check it out. Okay. So this is only the wall footing 2. Okay, let's start with wall footing 1. Wall footing 1 actually it's being casted with the slab on grade. Okay. So I prefer put it in slab on grade, and you can also leave this. Okay. This is deduction. We will show you later when we are doing the slab on grade. Wall footing will be calculated at this. This is section 0.60 multiplied by 20. 0.60 multiplied by 20 as the rectangular. We can make it. We can measure it by separating it into rectangle and to triangle. Okay, this triangle half multiplied by 20 multiplied by 20 multiplied by 2 because it's 2 will give you 0.04, and this rectangle area will be 0.60 multiplied by 0.20. It's for here. Sorry, it's not until it's stopped here. Okay, would be 0.12, so the total would be 0.16. 0.16. Okay, that's the wall footing. And how much length it is, because we want the volume actually. Okay, wall footing. The length will be like 1, 2. Okay, Any other wall footings? No. So the length of wall footing is 6. Okay. Okay, what about wall footing 2? Actually, in some cases I would neglect it, but actually because this is a tutorial video, I cannot neglect this, or never neglect. I will never neglect this, and you neither. You should never neglect it. Okay. It consists of 3 things: footing and coping beam. How much is that? 1.1. Okay, 1.1 meter. So it consists of footing of 0.20, 0.60, and depth of 0.20, 60, 20, and the length 1.1. Okay. So WF2 for villa, because I don't think there will be WF2 for surface block. 0.20, 0.60, 0.20. Okay. Sorry, the length will be 1.1. We already calculate the length in one of them, and you should include it with your calculations. Okay. Make it as the villa color, not to be okay. WF2 for villa. It's supposed to be, because the BCC is automatically, it automatic added the values, the BCC. Okay. So this footing, after footing, you included this. Something wrong here. Delete this. WF2 for the villa, and this automatically. See, whatever. You can see that something is wrong here. This is not the volume. The volume is this multiplied by this multiplied. How come? I cannot believe this. That it's so coincidence like this. 1.3 multiplied by 0.8 multiplied by 0.1. So it's really 0.1. What a coincidence. Because the number, you have to make a sense for the number. And by the way, where is the rest of numbers here? You should like calculate it, all this. Okay. I think supposingly this is like already copying from the above cells. Whatever. Just be self-correcting and do what's necessary. Okay. Okay. This is wall footing for the villa. Wall WF2. Okay. This is and the coping beam. 0.2. Coping beam. 0.2 multiplied by 0.2 multiplied by 1.1. For the main building, the combi. See how we make it separate, and there is still the solid block parts, which I will include with the solid block calculation. Okay. Now finish. Let's go to the service block wall foot. Only this. WF around 2. It's 2. No, your length is like 6. Make this. Take care. Just while you are doing your job, and there is no coping beam that's deducted from the wall. Okay. This wall footing will be 6, and this is 2. Okay, for the surface block. Now let's calculate the slab on grade. If you want to calculate the slab on grade, there is 2 points very important for you to consider. Actually, you can calculate it from the structure, but the structure doesn't give you a whole picture. This structure is good, but not giving you the whole picture. Sometimes some drawings doesn't include the external entrance. Some, I don't know. Just don't go with the structure. I prefer going to the architecture to calculate the slab on grade. So it also doesn't give you the full picture. So what should we do? I will tell you what should we do. First, scale. Now the structure is the same as the ground floor, because I prefer that in the ground floor plan architecture they would be making the I'm sure this line is indicating the external entrance, so it's not bad. Let's scale first. This software will not allow you to do any operation, do any task, apply any task without scaling. See how much it cares about you? This is genius. One of the best software for quantity surveying, quantity takeoff available. Okay, so what can we do? If you want to take the full picture from here, just make sure that this space, actually, if there is an external entrance is common between the service block and the villa, like we can see now. Where's the setting layout? Look at this. Where is the setting layout? I cannot see you. Setting layout. As you can see, there is proposed kitchen block and the villa, and there is a common entrance. I prefer, which is my way of working, which you will adapt because we are working together. Actually, I will include the common area with the villa. Because you have, in quantity surveying, you have to make a lot of decision while you are working. So, should I take half with the set? No. Forget the kitchen block, because most of the owners just want the price for the kitchen block alone, separately. So the villa will take all the shit, So, what can we do now? The common entrance. We will take the common entrance, external entrance. This is normal interlock. See, normal interlock. But there's a steps here. So there is a common entrance that has to be casted in concrete between the both. Though sometimes they make it just backfilling and make it like the interlock. But 99% of the time we will make it common entrance in concrete. Okay? So we will take the area from here because it's not indicated fully in here. Okay, great. This is this part. Where is the fucking this part? So setting layout. So we'll take a scale of 15.2. Okay. What the fuck is this? Okay. Forget. I want more numbers. I want more. Why they make it like this? Let me open the original drawings. 1 second, please. Because it's not clearly shown where is the line end. Okay. This is like a downside, or not a very downside, but sometimes less than enjoyable experience in the Blend Swift. Sometimes you have to heighten the resolution of the drawing. Just sometimes, but not always. Okay, whatever. This is 2.1 from the wall to the wall. Okay, so I go there. See, you don't have to be fixed in one way of thinking or one way of working. You have to like be creative and adaptable. 2.1. You go sometime to AutoCAD, take some little information, because you can see the resolution is not very good here. But you have to work on it. You have to be adaptable and cool enough. Okay. 2.1 from all. That's it. You don't have. You can just check like this. Yeah, it's 3, almost 3 if we can. Okay, doesn't look like a good 3. 2.1 from here to here. Yeah, it's 2.1. Okay. So we will take this area from here. Listen to me. External entrance, or you can call it common entrance area. This is command, we didn't use it before, but I will tell you what to do. Just take the area like this. Take the ramp with you, because the ramp will be built concrete. You will tell me that the ramp is having a inclination of some slope, so forget that, no problem. We are here to make things easy and fast, not to complicate things and look at small details that doesn't count and waste time. Like this small details can waste time and can do more harm than what's the opposite of harm? I forgot the word. Okay, now just remember this number, 58.7. Okay, 58.7. What we were doing already, we were calculating the slab on grade, okay? For the villa, but for the villa, the slab on grade include the external common entrance, so we will calculate the slab on grade now, okay? But sometimes I just want to make sure that the scale is right. So we'll take the slab on grade, excluding this common entrance. Slab on grade for the villa. Okay. Forget this. Otherwise, if it's clearly indicated that there is a common entrance here, we would take it with us, no problem. No, I prefer, because tie beams was 20, I prefer to take the 20 way, not this. You know this what? There is some solid blocks in the tie beams that make the walls bigger and stuff. Forget that. We will work on the corners. And I will tell you another thing to just make sure your calculation is right. Okay? And you take the external entrance with you. Go again. Bravo. Amazing work. What's this? 254. Just go to the tie beam of the villa. Make sure it's 254. Now, if you're not missing anything or something, just self-correction while we're working. We want only to work one time. We don't want like a review session. No, you finish the 5, you go on with your life. Huh? 254 also. Okay. Ground floor plan. So 254 plus what? Plus the external common entrance, my friend. That is 58.7. That gives us 312.7. We put it here, 312.7. Okay. This is the depth. It usually 0.1. It usually the thickness of the concrete of the slab on grade is usually 0.1. Okay. Usually, but sometimes the unusual happens. Why? Because this is live. It's not indicated here, but you can take it from the sections. BCC with BRC mesh will not open. If you search for this BRC mesh, it indicates it refers to the steel. Where is, okay, now 10. This is the first, or actually 99%, if not indicated that the slab on grade is 10, you put it 10, okay? It's not indicated here, but I can see it from the wall footing section, which is not also reliable that much. That's that. And from here also, this is slab on grade, and this is a coping beam. It shows like this is 10. 99.999999% the slab on grade is 10, unless stated otherwise. But you have to look, okay? Okay. Point 1. Make sure that the wall footing is calculated or is already being added to this. Okay. Now let's go to the next step, my friend. This video has been taking so long. We'll finish now. When we will finish this, and you'll go to the ground floor plan for the surface block. See why I went here. I usually take the slab in bit, but I know this surface block is closed rectangle. There is no external entrance because I already calculated the external entrance of the villa. Okay, so what can we do now, my friend? We will scale it. You know, if you scale it now, later when you are calculating in the architecture and the other stuff, it will be easier. Okay, so take it, my friend. Slab on grade. Okay. This is the surface block area. Okay. How much? 82 point almost 3. 82.3 multiplied by 0.1, and now you have the slab on grade and the slab on grade for the surface block. Now for the next step, trim. You know, like you're trimming the hair or just making it ready. See you in the next video.